everyone, this is Mia Sumayday. I'm an MA holder in English language teaching, and I would like to thank About Them for giving me the chance to be with you this evening. And I would like to thank specifically Fawzia Zahrani, who has invited me to be with you this evening to give you some tips on how to improve your English. Learning English doesn't mean always to be sitting in a classroom and studying tricky grammar. In fact, English language teachers always encourage you to do plenty of extra work. There are a number of ways to improve your understanding of the language, and many of which can actually be a lot of fun. So if you are keen to improve your English, then consider some of these handy tips to get you on your way. Not everything will work for you, but if you add a few of these ideas to your day-to-day language learning, you will certainly see some improvement. I'll give you 13 tips on how to improve your language. If you are not motivated to learn English, you will become frustrated and give up. Ask yourself the following questions and be honest. Why do you need to learn or improve your English? Where will you need to use English? What skills do you need to learn or improve? And I mean here reading, writing, listening, and speaking. How soon do you need to see the results? How much time can you afford to devote to learning English? And do you have a plan or a learning strategy? Making mistakes is crucial. If you don't, you won't learn what's right and what's wrong. You won't take risks, and you won't truly grasp the concepts you are learning. That's why most people stop learning. They are afraid that they talk to native speakers. They are afraid to go outside their comfort zone. They are afraid to truly expand and grow. If you are still struggling with the language at any level, then it's worth putting the English subtitles on that you can read along and listen at the same time. Also, you can put the Arabic subtitles at personal speaking. I believe this is a very good way of learning new vocabulary, since you'll be able to connect the word with its translation. You can also listen to English radio. The BBC World Service is just one excellent source of spoken English and even podcast programs of learning. Just streaming English all the time can help you to learn passively. You don't have to sit down and stare at your radio. Just let it soak in. Reading is a great way of practicing your English in your free time. If you are studying at a beginner to intermediate level, pick up a children's book. It's much easier. Newspapers are also worth reading, not only to improve your English, but you will learn about local and national goings-on, which can be handy when communicating with natives. Whenever you learn a new word, make sure to make note of it. Whenever you have some free time, you can practice what you've learned. You can do this on your cell phone. So it's also worth making a note of the translation into Arabic and any unusual phonological aspects of the word. If you try to be a friend with other English speakers, you will be forced into speaking the English language. You will also pick up things like slang and conversational English. So, communicate. Grammar exercises are great, but having your friend on the other side of the word understand your email is fantastic. If you struggle to find English speakers, at least try to spend time with Arabs who can speak English well. In this way, you will still have the opportunity to speak the language. Are you a morning or an afternoon person? If you can work out when your brain is at its sharpest, then you should cram in your language learning at that time. It's incredibly important that you don't leave your English learning. Make an effort to read and write in English and speak to English nationals. Make the most of the recorder on your smartphone and practice pronunciation. You probably know how it should sound, but how does it sound when your words come out? So, record yourself. Then you can go back and notice your strengths and weaknesses, and it's a very good way to see your progress. A bilingual dictionary is your best friend while you're learning English. However, be aware that a lot of dictionaries have numerous mistakes and mistranslations. Also put in mind that a lot of online translators and electronic dictionaries on smartphones are poor. It's normally literally translated, which doesn't always work. If you search situations where you must speak, read, and listen that are outside of your comfort zone, you will be forced into using the English language. This can be one of the best ways to learn English because you really focus on what you're saying and it gets you used to uncomfortable situations. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Getting something wrong is actually a great way of understanding why it works a certain way. This is a good way of learning English. Turn your Twitter, Instagram, and smartphone settings into English so you can continue to learn the language while you're communicating with friends. Finally, be realistic. It's extremely common for language learners to want to better their English at unrealistic pace. Set yourself objectives, but be genuine in what you can achieve. Be patient with yourself. Remember, learning is a process. Speaking a language well takes time. It's not a computer that is either on or off. You must engage in lots of work and use your brain as much as possible. I hope my tips are beneficial and could help you in learning the language. And you're more than welcome to contact me on my Twitter account at Learn and Study. And thank you everyone.